Me2.
Costa,
Okay.
what are you doing?
Just going over my lines.
You're doing Me Too's. There's no Me Too's in the script, Clue.
But it killed it last time.
Me Too!
And don't call me Clue, Billy Blue Eyes.
What? We're not doing the Me Too's. That's it. Don't call me Billy Blue Eyes. The music, city, miracle.
It back to Wycheck. He throws it across the field to Dyson. He's got something.
Mr. Wagons likes to keep that forward pass in the rearview mirror. But for us here at Kiki's, 1999 was a beautiful year. It was the year that started it all.
The lamb is to die for. And how good do those desserts look? And how about a little bit of the moussaka? You might even go back to seconds.
They have it all right here at Kiki's. An absolute pillar of this community for 20 years. And here's to 20 more. Opa! Good to go? You want to do it? Me too. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Kiki's! I absolutely love the place! Me too!
Me too. Me too.
Me too!
Cheers.
Season 3, Episode 1. Just want to dedicate this episode to my niece, Ada Sharon Robertson, and also to her father, Daddy Johnny Crockskins. Now, I love Mr. Crockskins, I do, but there are two things that I don't love about him. Number one, that he's a Seahawks fan, and number two, that he wears crocodile skin boots everywhere he goes. Now, Ada Sharon Robertson, or Ada Wagons, as I like to call her, she will be a Bills fan. And Daddy Johnny Crockskins, if you're reluctant about that, that's points deducted.
We are taped live in the tournament capital of Canada, Kamloops. From One Bills Drive, it's Uncle Wagons. This goes out to my niece, Ada, and her father, Daddy Johnny Crockskins. Daddy Johnny Crockskins. Oh, Lord Daddy. Daddy Johnny Crockskins. It's a pity likes a football team from the Emerald City. Now he's got a daughter, but she's no 12th man. Mr. Wagons' niece is a Bills fan. Down the road, that girl is gonna know that Uncle Wagons got the show, and Uncle Wagons got the dough, and Uncle Wagons got the flow. But will she join him on that quest for 16 and 0? Which way you gonna go? I know. I already know. I already know, Ada. Ada will reside on One Bills Drive. And if that's points deducted. That's points deducted.
Hold your horses, you coward. Think you're a tough guy. Clotheslining me like that. Got a challenge for you. 100-meter dash. If you win, which you won't, Ada is a Seahawks fan.
All right. Under one condition. We make it a fair race.
Well, hello there. Welcome to Season 3, Episode 1, why the Bills will win this week. And before we get going, I just want to take this moment to thank each and every one of you Wagoneers for making this show the #1 show about the Buffalo Bills emanating from Kamloops in the history of the internet. And without further ado, we are live! But we're also on tape in the tournament capital of Canada, Kamloops, on One Bills Drive with yet another episode of why the Bills will win this week. And they will! And you ask Mr. Wagons, week 1, are you fired up? And Mr. Wagons, he says yes, because the week 1 opponent is an absolute joke. The New York Jets. And the Bills, they go into the Meadowlands. And you want one reason why the Bills will win, and I'll tell you right now what's going to happen. So join me on that quest. There's those 0-0 Buffalo Bills, and the Bills are going to keep us on that rolling, baby, and shh. Shh. Do you hear that? Because I do. It's not getting closer, and it's not getting any farther away, because it's the Wagons. They're circling again. So join me on that quest for 16 and 0. And you want one reason why the Bills will beat the Jets? Have a look at this guy. What an embarrassment. Adam Gase might be the single dumbest man to ever be a head coach in the NFL. Bills win 62-4. 2 safeties. And now for a brand new segment I like to call, who's texting me? This is Wagons hounding me again. Yeah. And now for a brand new segment Mr. Wagons likes to call, Who's Embarrissin Emselves This Week? Who's embarrassing themselves this week? And it's easy. If you pay attention to football, you already know the answer to this. It's the Oakland Raiders. Mikey J likes them. No surprise, they're in shambles, just like Mikey J is. Jon Gruden, out to lunch. Mike Mayock, TV analyst. These guys are running the franchise. You've got Antonio Brown with his fake foot injury business, cryogenic fake freezing job out in France or Switzerland or wherever he was, embarrassing himself. He comes back making it all about him. Just like how Mikey J would, just like how the Elgin Park workers would, right? No surprise there. He's embarrassing himself. The Raiders are too. And then you've got, who else but Natey PT.
Natey PT pops up again in Houston. Picky Sicky ends the game. You had me puking.
Doing what Natey PT does in the preseason and in training camp, looking like an all-star, and you know who he's fooling, don't you? Jon Gruden embarrassing himself. And mark Mr. Wagons' word on this. Mr. Wagons told you first,
Derek Carr, he will get hurt. Probably hurt his finger again and be out for 9 weeks. And you know who comes in? Natey Petey. And it might not be the first snap, might not be the second snap, but by the fourth snap, he will throw a picky sicky.
Who's embarrassing themselves this week?
And now for our weekly call-out session. And we start with Angus Finley.
Good morning, Mr. Wagons.
He probably should have been in the Embarrissin Emselves segment because he does that on a daily basis, and he's done it again here. Last year, he made a bet with old Waggy Poo. He says, Mr. Wagons, if the Bills finish with a better record than the Niners, I will send you 100 bad guys, $100, to give to the charity of your choice. Well, guess what, pal? You lost. And guess what, pal? No money. You're making excuses about exchange rates, and you don't have e-transfer. Shag and sheep, clueless. Absolutely clueless. I'm calling you out. Send the money. You're letting the charity down. Mr. Wagons has a charity in mind. I'd also like to call out, well, and this is a tough one, and I'm going to go easy, the Indianapolis Colts. Number 1, you send us Vontae Davis. He quits at halftime in game 1. Andrew Luck, and I want to go easy because I know the pain here for Scotty P. But he quit. He did. And all I'll say, Scotty P, to you, and I'll go easy, is Tolzien. Tolzien, baby. This is Wagons absolutely blowing the phone up. I'd also like to call out Dewey's Vegetable Garden. It's been as productive as Zeke Elliott this preseason. 0 yield. Maybe 1 soggy cucumber. Another guy who should have been in the Embarrissin Emselves segment. Alright, Mrs. Wagons, we're putting you on silent. And now before we go, I'd just like to remind everybody that as you watch this, Mr. Wagons, as rich as he is with the money that he has, and he has money, believe you me, I'm absolutely riche. Old Mr. Wagons is in Italy right now. And stay tuned to the Instagram, @BillyWagons, for updates from the road, from Rome, from the Amalfi Coast, from Pompeii, blowing up big this year, just like the Bills, as those 0-0 Buffalo Bills, as those Wagons that continue the circle, as we continue on that quest. We're 16-0. We've been live on tape from the tournament capital of Canada, Kamloops. Go Bills.
Now won't you join me on that quest? For 16-0. Join me on that quest. For 16-0. For 16-0. For 16-0. For 16-0.